The wait is over, God just revealed the truth about that person. My beloved child, the wait didn't end with noise, it ended with clarity. What you've been sensing, questioning, and quietly enduring was never confusion, it was preparation. The truth about that person was not revealed through words, but through patterns. Through pauses. Through moments where actions didn't align with promises. And now, something inside you finally sees it without emotion clouding the view. This is why the waiting felt unbearable at times. You weren't being delayed, you were being positioned to see clearly. When the truth arrives this way, it doesn't shock you. It settles you. Don't skip this moment, because what you're realizing right now changes how you move forward forever. Here's what most people never understand. When God reveals the truth about someone, it's rarely about exposing them, it's about protecting you. You may notice that your attachment has loosened. That the urgency you once felt is gone. That questions you obsessed over no longer demand answers. This is not indifference. This is awareness. The illusion didn't shatter loudly, it faded quietly. And that's the clearest sign of growth. You're no longer trying to interpret mixed signals or justify inconsistencies. You're seeing reality as it is, not as you hoped it would be. Stay till the end of this understanding, because this shift means you are no longer emotionally accessible to confusion disguised as connection. And here is the revelation that makes everything make sense. The truth wasn't revealed to make you bitter, it was revealed to make you free. Free from waiting on someone who couldn't meet you where you stand. Free from investing energy where alignment never existed. Something huge is waiting for you, but not behind you, ahead of you. And now that the truth has been shown, you are no longer tied to uncertainty. You're standing in clarity. What comes next won't require guessing, chasing, or decoding. It will recognize you instantly, because you finally recognize yourself. What followed the truth was not anger, not sadness, but distance. A clean, unmistakable emotional distance that formed without effort. You didn't force it. You didn't decide it. It simply happened. And that's how you know this revelation came from clarity, not impulse. When God reveals the truth about someone, your heart stops negotiating. You no longer ask why they did what they did. You stop replaying conversations, stop searching for hidden meanings. The mind goes quiet because it finally understands. This is the moment many people miss, because peace can feel unfamiliar after long confusion. Don't skip this awareness. Peace after clarity is the strongest confirmation you'll ever receive. You may notice something else that feels almost unsettling at first. The emotional attachment dissolves faster than you expected. Not because you never cared, but because you finally see. You realize you were holding on to potential, not reality. Hope, not consistency. And once the truth is revealed, potential loses its power. You stop romanticizing what never showed up. You stop waiting for a version of someone that existed only in your patience. This isn't coldness. This is maturity. This is discernment activating fully. Stay till the end of this understanding, because this is the exact point where people either grow, or run back to familiarity. And you are being called to grow. Here's the part that changes everything. The truth didn't just reveal who they were, it revealed who you are now. Someone who no longer needs to chase clarity. Someone who no longer confuses longing with alignment. Someone who knows that real connection does not require endurance. Something huge is waiting for you beyond this moment, but only if you don't look back for closure that has already been given. If this message resonates deeply, share it with someone who's still stuck in waiting, subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next, and leave a comment about what shifted inside you. Sometimes clarity becomes stronger when it's acknowledged. After the truth settles, something profound begins to happen. You stop rewriting the past to make it easier to accept. You see it exactly as it was, without guilt or self-blame. The moments that once confused you now explain themselves. The silence. The delays. The inconsistency you tried to excuse. It all connects. And instead of pain, you feel release. This is how you know the truth was revealed at the right time. You weren't ready before. Now you are. Don't skip this realization, because this clarity is the moment your emotional energy returns to you. You may notice how differently you carry yourself now. There is less urgency in your voice, less tension in your decisions. You no longer seek validation from someone who couldn't meet you halfway. Your standards feel natural, not forced. You don't feel the need to explain your boundaries or justify your distance. This is not avoidance, it's self-respect stabilizing. And here's the shocking part, once this shift happens, the past loses its emotional grip completely. What once held power over you now feels small, almost irrelevant. Stay till the end of this understanding, because this is the turning point where attachment ends and alignment begins. And here is the truth that most people never reach. When God reveals the truth about someone, it's not to show you what you lost, it's to show you what you avoided. You avoided a future built on uncertainty. You avoided shrinking yourself to be chosen. You avoided confusion masquerading as connection. Something huge is waiting for you on the other side of this clarity, and it doesn't require patience or tolerance to sustain it. It meets you in honesty. It meets you in consistency. And now that you see clearly, nothing less can reach you anymore. Now comes the moment where the truth stops explaining itself and starts guiding you. You don't need reminders anymore. You don't need confirmation from others. Your body already knows what your mind took time to accept. You feel lighter, clearer, and strangely unmoved by things that once shook you. This is not emotional numbness, it's alignment taking over. When God reveals the truth about someone, He doesn't leave you in confusion, He restores your direction. You stop wondering what could have been and start sensing what can be. Don't skip this moment, because this is where clarity turns into momentum. You'll notice how easily you release what no longer matches you. No dramatic goodbyes. No long explanations. Just a quiet decision to protect your peace. That's growth most people never reach. And here's the surprising part, the truth didn't close your heart, it refined it. You're more selective, not colder. More grounded, not guarded. This is the exact state where real alignment finds you. If this message feels like it's speaking directly to your situation, take a second to support it. Share it with someone who's still waiting on clarity, subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next, and leave a comment about what changed for you when the truth finally became clear. Here's the final realization of this stage: the wait ended the moment you stopped doubting yourself. The truth wasn't revealed to punish anyone, it was revealed to free you from emotional delay. Something huge is waiting for you, but it doesn't live in the past you just outgrew. It lives ahead, where clarity meets consistency. And now that you see the truth without fear, what's meant for you can finally reach you, without resistance, without confusion, and without delay. After the truth is fully accepted, a powerful stillness takes over. Not emptiness, authority. You no longer feel pulled toward explanations or tempted to reopen closed doors. The emotional noise that once distracted you fades, and in its place comes a steady confidence in your decisions. This is the stage where you realize you didn't lose anything, you reclaimed yourself. When God reveals the truth about someone, He also reveals your strength to walk away without resentment. Don't skip this awareness, because this is where freedom becomes permanent. You may notice how your standards now operate silently. You don't demand more, you expect more. You don't chase effort, you recognize it. And suddenly, the idea of going back feels impossible, not because of pride, but because of clarity. This shift is irreversible. Once the truth is seen without illusion, the heart refuses to return to uncertainty. Stay till the end of this understanding, because this is the moment when you stop settling emotionally, even in your thoughts. Here is the truth that seals this chapter. When God reveals the truth about someone, it prepares you for what comes next by removing what was never meant to stay. Something huge is waiting for you, not as compensation, but as alignment. And when it arrives, you won't compare it to the past, you'll recognize it as something entirely different. Stable. Honest. Clear. And in that clarity, you'll understand that the wait didn't end with loss, it ended with release. What emerges now is a level of clarity that doesn't fluctuate with emotion. You're not calm because things are easy, you're calm because things are clear. Your decisions feel final without feeling forced. You don't revisit what you already understood. This is the phase where the truth stops being a thought and becomes a posture. You carry yourself differently. You speak less, but with intention. You move forward without checking behind you. Don't skip this realization, because this is how certainty feels when it's real, quiet, grounded, and unwavering. You may notice that triggers no longer pull you into old cycles. Situations that once stirred doubt now pass without impact. This isn't because you stopped caring, it's because you stopped attaching your peace to outcomes. You've learned the difference between closure and clarity lasts. This is why you no longer need explanations or apologies. Understanding has already done its work. Stay till the end of this understanding, because this is the point where emotional independence becomes natural, not practiced. Here's the final shift most people never reach. You stop asking what the truth means and start living as if it's already integrated. That's when doors open without effort. That's when alignment feels inevitable. Something huge is waiting for you, not because the past ended, but because the future finally has space. And from this place of clarity, whatever enters your life next won't need to convince you. It will arrive steady, honest, and unmistakably aligned with who you are now. What settles in now is something deeper than relief, it's recognition. You recognize how much energy you were spending on uncertainty, and how little it gave back. The truth didn't just close a chapter, it rewired your instincts. You can feel it in the way you pause before engaging, in how you listen to actions instead of words. This is not guardedness. This is wisdom. When clarity reaches this level, you no longer feel tempted to test the past. You understand it fully. Don't skip this awareness, because this is the moment your intuition becomes dependable again. You may notice that your expectations have become simpler, but stronger. You're no longer impressed by intensity, promises, or emotional displays. You look for consistency, effort, and alignment without needing to ask for them. This shift is powerful because it changes who can even approach you. Anything built on confusion fades quickly now. Anything real stands out immediately. Stay till the end of this understanding, because this is where you realize the truth didn't make you smaller, it made you precise. And here is what most people never realize: once the truth is integrated, your life doesn't rush forward, it stabilizes. From that stability, the right things find you naturally. Something huge is waiting for you, but it doesn't need your patience anymore, it needs your presence. And now that you're no longer divided inside, whatever comes next won't feel like a question. It will feel like an answer that arrived right on time. What becomes undeniable now is how quiet your certainty feels. You're no longer rehearsing explanations or preparing defenses. You don't feel the urge to reach out, to check, to confirm. The truth has settled into your body, not just your thoughts. This is the moment where clarity becomes instinct. You choose differently without forcing it. You walk away sooner without drama. And you feel no pull to return. Don't skip this awareness, because this is how freedom feels when it's real, subtle, steady, and unquestionable. You may notice how your attention has shifted forward without effort. The future no longer feels heavy or unclear, it feels open. Your energy returns to your goals, your routines, your peace. You start sleeping better. Thinking clearer. Wanting more for yourself without needing anyone else to validate it. This isn't closure, you passed that already. This is alignment. And alignment changes what can even stay in your life. Anything unclear fades. Anything honest feels obvious. Stay till the end of this understanding, because this is the moment you realize the truth didn't take something away, it gave you your direction back. Here is the final confirmation of this stage. Once the truth is fully integrated, it no longer hurts, it guides. You don't feel bitterness. You feel precision. You know what you allow, what you decline, and why. Something huge is waiting for you, not because you endured the wait, but because you listened when clarity arrived. And from this place, whatever comes next won't ask you to question yourself. It will meet you in calm recognition, clear, consistent, and exactly aligned with who you are now. What remains now is a steady resolve that doesn't announce itself. You're not excited by the idea of revisiting what ended, and you're not tempted to reopen doors that closed cleanly. The truth did its work. You feel anchored in your choices without needing reinforcement. This is how certainty shows up, quietly, without urgency. When clarity reaches this depth, it becomes impossible to unsee. Don't skip this awareness, because this is the moment you realize the past no longer has leverage over your present. You may notice how naturally your focus sharpens. You invest energy where it grows. You disengage where it drains. There's no emotional debate, no inner tug-of-war. You simply know. This precision changes everything. It protects your time. It protects your peace. It refines who has access to you. And the surprising part? You don't feel guarded. You feel open. Open in the right direction. Stay till the end of this understanding, because this is where clarity stops feeling like an ending and starts acting like a compass. Here is the truth that seals it: the wait didn't end because someone changed, it ended because you did. Something huge is waiting for you, not as a replacement, but as alignment. And when it arrives, it won't need explanation or effort to make sense. It will fit immediately. Calmly. Completely. Because now, you move from truth, not hope. What completes this chapter is not emotion, but alignment you can stand on. You don't feel the need to explain your choices or defend your clarity. The truth has already organized your priorities. You move forward with a calm decisiveness that doesn't look back for approval. This is how endings become foundations. When clarity reaches this point, it stops asking questions and starts building direction. Don't skip this moment, because this is where certainty turns into momentum. And momentum changes everything. You'll notice how naturally your life begins to respond. Opportunities feel cleaner. Conversations feel honest. Your energy stays intact because you no longer spend it negotiating with doubt. The past doesn't pull at you, it informs you. And that difference matters. From here on, you recognize alignment instantly, not because it's dramatic, but because it's consistent. You don't chase signs anymore, you trust patterns. Stay till the end of this understanding, because this is the level where peace becomes practical, not just emotional. Here is the closing truth that locks it in place: the wait is over because the truth did what it came to do, it cleared the path. Something huge is waiting for you, not as a surprise, but as a result of clarity held with courage. What comes next won't require endurance or guessing. It will arrive steady, honest, and unmistakably right. And when it does, you won't wonder if this is it. You'll recognize it immediately, because everything in you is finally aligned to receive it. What unfolds now is a quiet confidence that doesn't need proof. You no longer feel the urge to rush outcomes or measure progress. You trust your footing. You trust your direction. The truth you received has settled so deeply that it guides your decisions without effort. This is the stage where clarity stops feeling like something you remember and starts feeling like something you are. Don't skip this awareness, because this is how alignment becomes permanent, not through emotion, but through stability. You may notice how effortlessly you detach from noise. Opinions don't shake you. Delays don't frustrate you. You move at your own pace, focused and intentional. This is not isolation, it's discernment at work. You're no longer available for anything that disrupts your peace or dilutes your purpose. And the powerful part is this: you don't feel like you're missing out. You feel like you're protecting something valuable. Stay till the end of this understanding, because this is where your inner world becomes strong enough to support what's meant to last. Here is the final confirmation to carry forward: the truth didn't just end a season, it elevated you into a new one. Something huge is waiting for you, not because you endured confusion, but because you honored clarity when it arrived.